City West Hotel in Dublin is the venue for the 2008 PaddyPowerPoker.com Irish Open. The guaranteed prize pool of €3 million makes this one of the biggest poker tournaments on the international circuit. Now in its 27th year, it's also the longest established in Europe. Hi there and welcome along to the Paddy Power Poker Irish Open 2008. Over the next few days we'll be bringing you the finest poker action in the world, virtually as it happens. Now last year's Irish Open winner, a Belfast man named Marty Smith, managed to capture the coveted Terry Rogers Memorial Trophy and the lion's share of the prize pool, walking away with €650,000 first prize. The 678 players began their two-day preliminary on Thursday, but before we bring you up to speed, let's have a look at some of the main faces, the big names vying for the €800,000 first prize. Over to you, Jesse May.
Hopes, dreams and history as the Irish Open comes to town. Big names, big faces. Of course, none so big as the poker legend himself, Texas Dolly Doyle Brunson.
Other players dictate the way you play, the players at your table, so I don't really go in with any preconceived plan of how I'm going to play. I just kind of wing it. It's a two-edged sword. The people do play differently against me because they want to beat me, and so consequently I have opportunity to win more chips, but I also have a lot more chances to go broke than most people do. Terry Rogers was a very good friend of mine, and it would mean a lot for me to win this tournament just because of him. It'd mean more than winning most tournaments if I could accidentally win this one, yeah.
Second is never enough, says last year's runner-up who had a taste of it.
I love playing Ireland. Such friendly people, passionate about poker over here.
You know, form means nothing coming into an event like this because there's going to be like 700-800 runners. You're going to have a whole bunch of guys that are qualified out of pubs and clubs and off the internet, and it's like going through a minefield while a fella's lobbing grenades at you while you're at it.
Well, I love playing against the best players in the world. There's no better feeling than playing against the best players in the world. I love trying to learn how to read them. I love watching them. I love watching their body language, their hand movements. So it's really exciting. I hope that not only do I learn to play against them, but I actually get to beat someone.
But it's a great setting. It's a great, it's a nice place, this hotel, and it's a beautiful setting, and they've got the music out there, and the food's good. Can't complain.
We'd probably take about 15 minutes if I was to give you everybody that's got a chance, because they're some of the best players in the world. I know I talked to a lot of people down over the last couple of months. Everybody was excited. Obviously, like Doyle Brunson in here, who's an absolute legend of the game, the godfather of poker. If this event is good enough to attract him, you can only imagine some of the other sharks that are going to be lurking around in there.
Realistically, at the minute, I'm in great form, so hopefully if my cards stand up, which is paramount, I should go a long way.
Any guy can hit a little bit of form, get a little bit of luck, and the confidence that brings him can make a guy play like 2 or 3 divisions more than he's used to playing. It's like the FA Cup. This is like Barnsley can win here easily,
So after 2 days play, we've lost 421 players, but we still have some of the world's best in the tournament. Just before we join the action now, let's have a quick look at the game they're all playing. No Limit Texas Hold'em.
Let's have a review on how you play Texas Hold'em. The game begins with each player being dealt 2 personal cards, or whole cards, that are for the player alone to use in building the best 5-card poker hand. There's a white disc on the table called the dealer button that moves 1 seat to the left each hand and represents the nominal dealer. Forced bets, called blinds, get the action going. Blinds are placed before the cards are dealt and raised in a regular fashion throughout the tournament. The player to the left of the button puts out the small blind. Being the first to the left of the button, This player will also act first in all subsequent betting rounds during the hand. The player on his left puts out the big blind, which is usually double the small. Action at the beginning of the hand begins with the player to the left of the big blind, a position called under the gun. This player has three options. He can fold, surrender his cards, and chance to win the pot. He can call, or match the big blind and continue in the hand, or he can raise, putting more money into the pot that other players will have to match if they want to continue in the hand. Action moves in a clockwise fashion at all points during the hand. In this case, everyone's folded around to the small blind, who calls or matches the bet. Through the use of our under-the-table cameras, viewers will often know what personal cards each player is holding, although the players themselves have no knowledge of anyone's cards but their own. Rather than continue on the cheap, Andy Black decides to raise on the strength of his ace, an amount that Eddie Scharf matches in order to continue. When all bets are even, it's time to see the flop. These three cards are community cards that players use in conjunction with their whole cards to make the best poker hand. Another round of betting is followed by a fourth community card, or the turn. A round of betting again, and in this case, Andy Black must match the raise made by Eddie Scharf if he wants to continue. And being that Andy has the best possible hand, you can be quite sure he'll be calling at the very least. Now it's time for the final community card, or the river. A fourth betting round, and when the betting is done, we see who's won. Whole cards are exposed, with the best 5-card poker hand according to Poker Rankings taking the pot. In this case, Andy Black's flush of 5 diamonds is higher than Scharf's 2 pair of 8s and 9s. Let's have a look at that poker ladder that all 5-card poker hands fall into. At the bottom of the ladder is high card only. Higher than that is a pair. 2 pairs is higher still, and 3 of a kind is sometimes called a set. A straight is 5 cards in a row of any suit, while a flush is 5 cards of the same suit in any order. A full house is 3 of a kind plus a pair. 4 of a kind is self-explanatory, and a straight flush is 5 cards in a row all the same suit, while a royal flush is a straight flush ace high.